11:32. And I'm just starting this just now because it's been a crazy morning already. Uh, this little girl is having, I think, yeah, and they said that it was one of the side effects of being on Keppra is that they do get a little irritable and tired. Of course, she wouldn't get the tired part. She just gets really irritable. So she's been hitting and, is a lot more angry than usual. So this morning was a little bit rough in that regard, in that she spent the morning just throwing things and being really angry, which meant that her airway would just shut down, which meant that everybody would come running in the room. And then the crazy part about it is that as soon as everybody comes running in the room, she then asks them to give her whatever it is that she wants that I'm not giving to her. So she's figured out how this works. And for the most part, she just wanted to have the stethoscope, which is fine for her to play with. However, she would get really rough with it when she has to get it off, and so it's like ripping pieces of her hair and stuff, which is, it's not good. And it can smack her too. So I've asked them to, because they, like I said, they already told me that this is a side effect, and usually they give it like a couple weeks or so, and then they do a vitamin B. Don't remember what vitamin B. That usually helps to combat that. So I talked to the team this morning about seeing if it's about time for us to start putting in that vitamin D or changing the med altogether. I think they'll do the vitamin B first before they plan on changing the meds altogether. So we'll see how that all works out. So of course they were supposed to try the speaking valve today, and my girl started changing colors. So it's a lot worse than it's been. In the past, whenever she was speaking valve, it wasn't a matter of her saturations would go down or anything. It's just that she physically struggled with it a little bit. And that's after years of wearing a speaking valve successfully. So we've got that part. I'm waiting for, 12 o'clock doctor time, pretty similar to island time. The pulmonary and ENT are supposed to come up and try to change her trach out to a bigger size, and they'll also tell me what they think of the fact that she is not tolerating the speaking valve, and see what we've got going on. I mean, this Malaysia is just, there's so much I feel, but again, just trying to take it one day at a time, one step at a time. We'll see what happens next. Oh, this girl has such a strong arm. In her tantrum this morning of throwing and stuff, my coffee that I didn't even get a sip of yet, she grabbed a cup, threw it. It was all over the floor. Then as soon as they came in and cleaned that up, she grabbed she has this little paint jar, but it's got water in it. You're supposed to dip the brush in it and paint it over the paper, and then it produces color. And she just threw it, cracked the bottle all over the floor. So of course I have to come in and give a good proper scrubbing. There's so many things on the floor. If you think about it, I mean, she's tired of being here, I'm tired of being here, but we gotta figure it out, right? Just gotta figure it out. Figure it out. Yeah, I'm sitting by my window. Remember that view I showed you? It's got people down there today. So I'm just taking little breaks and doing this, and then a little bit later on, hopefully I'll get to go take a walk. I'll have like Child Life or a volunteer, see if they can come. She's been on isolation. I'm gonna see if they can lift that. She's usually more on isolation than not when she's here, just because she has MRSA. She always has some trace of Pseudomonas, so she's always on isolation. Hi, it's Georgina for Phoenix Hatch. I just got a call back from, I know you told me about this already, that there's been a lot of back and forth, and they keep saying that they haven't received fax and whatnot. So just trying to relay to you that someone from say that they haven't received any callbacks or any faxes that they have requested. Just updating you. Hopefully you can reach out to them or something. Thanks, bye. Hey, okay, so Casimir valve failed. Is that what the last thing I said? I don't even know. So next up they did change the trick out to a 5, and that was looking so much better on the scope. When she coughed, when she was crying, it wasn't closing all the way. You could see it moving, but there was plenty of space left. So we're watching her today, tonight, and if everything goes well, we can go home in the morning. I'm happy, but honestly, I'm scared. We're also going home with a direct, okay, they call it a direct connect for her humidification for nighttime, so then it's not just, you know how this sits here, sometimes it moves around, it goes all over the place. So the direct connect connects here directly onto the trach itself, so that all the humidity goes right in there. Because they're feeling like, you know, she definitely is plugging way too often, that is for sure. So we've got her on anti-seizure meds, we've got her plugging situation sorted, we're hoping, with that increased humidification. We've got the vest to help move things around so we get things suctioned out properly. I think we have a good plan. I really do. While I'm hopeful, I'm also just trying to stay realistic. If this works, great. I want it to work. I really do. I've been reassured there are other tricks in the bag. There are other things, there are other ways to navigate if this isn't the end of it, you know? It really warmed my heart, though, because these are people that have been with her since she first started, since she was a little itty-bitty 3-month-old child. And to hear her doctor, her pulmonary doctor, Dr. Noe, and Phoenix is 9 years old, it's been 9 years. And they deal with a million different kids, you know, different things. But to hear her pulmonary doctor come back down to say, you know, I have learned to listen to you guys and to hear, to look with different eyes, because when you first came and you were telling us how you had to position her a certain way for her to be able to breathe, it really opened my eyes, and I was so grateful. It touches a whole different part of your heart to know that there are so many kids they deal with, but they still remember yours, you know? Yeah, so let's see how the rest of the day goes and see what we come up with. You're getting yourself so tangled. So if this girl keeps behaving herself, we should be able to go home tomorrow. So then, Falling asleep, baby? They didn't do your shaky vest yet. They're gonna wake you back up and do your shaky vest, right? So all day long she's been doing great. Even when she threw her tantrum, she did not desaturate. Yay! There was nothing in her scans that showed that her spinal cord was not sending those signals. All signals were still going, so that is awesome. We don't have deeper issues like, the brain forgetting to tell her to breathe, or vice versa. So those are great. So we don't have to be super invasive in that regard. It's not a brain issue, which is a huge issue. I'm also going home with the fact that we also have the opportunity to come back if something changes. So in the morning, hopefully that is what is true. We get to go home tomorrow morning. Yay, that would be awesome. Good morning. I got you, baby. Yeah. Because, you're gonna take all of our clothes off and stuff, aren't you? We are going home. We are going home. So it is 8:31. Phoenix literally just woke up, and I guess I'll just combine both vlogs into one. She did great overnight. So today is just packing up her room, waiting for prescriptions to be filled. I'm going to section her in a second. Waiting for prescriptions to be filled. The pharmacy doesn't open till 10, so I know there's at least that, yeah, but we get to go home. CJ's dance. Victory, victory, victory.